I work night security. Not the kind people imagine when they hear the word security. No uniform anyone notices. No weapon. No authority. I sit alone in a room that smells faintly of dust and old coffee, watching screens that rarely change. Most nights I don't speak to anyone. Most nights I don't need to. That's why I noticed when the silence started to feel organized. The job site was Ridgeway Plaza, a shopping complex just outside a mid-sized Ohio city. It used to be busy. You could still tell by the layout. Wide hallways, benches bolted to the floor, storefronts designed for crowds that never came anymore. By the time I got there, only 2 stores were still operating, both closed by 8 p.m. My shift started at 10 p.m. sharp. At 9:58 p.m., I unlocked the security office and sat down. Same chair, same desk, same 6 monitors glowing softly in the dark. Camera 1, parking lot, empty. Camera 2, front entrance, locked. Camera 3, food court, chairs stacked. Camera 4, east hallway, dark. Camera 5, loading dock, still. Camera 6, service corridor behind the stores. Camera 6 was the one nobody liked. Not because anything ever happened there, but because nothing ever happened there. At exactly 10:17 p.m., camera 6 flickered. Just a quick pulse, like someone blinked. I leaned forward, elbows on the desk. Sometimes the feeds did that. Old wiring, cheap equipment. The plaza had been cutting costs for years. Still, I rewound the footage. Nothing. The hallway looked the same as always. Long, narrow, painted an off-white color that had yellowed with age. Exposed pipes along the ceiling. No windows, no doors except the emergency exits at either end. At 11:02 p.m., the flicker happened again. This time, the hallway lights came on. I sat up straighter. The motion sensors were supposed to trigger for 30 seconds. Maybe a minute if something passed through quickly, but the lights stayed on. I watched the timer on the monitor. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. No movement. The lights stayed on for 4 full minutes before shutting off. I wrote it in the logbook. At 11:47 p.m., camera 6 showed movement. Not sudden, not fast, just there. A person stood in the middle of the hallway. They hadn't walked in. They hadn't entered the frame. They were simply present. They stood facing the camera, arms at their sides, tall, thin, wearing something dark that absorbed most of the light. I waited for them to move. They didn't. I reached for the radio and spoke into it, my voice sounding too loud in the small room. "Is anyone back there?"